A lawyer isn't fighting to be a lawyer at the age of 6 and thinking, you know, if I'm not good enough, you know, I'm not going to be able to do it. I look back on my academy days and I smile because I had fun, I loved it, and it got me to where I needed to be. Well, there was 15, 16 other lads who done the exact same as me and they haven't got what I've got. You know, the academies just aren't set up to help them after that. And I think that's really wrong.
Trent, we're in your city,
yeah.
Sun's out, how's it going?
Yeah, all good, thank you.
Now look, this is where it all began, Liverpool. What was young Trent like when you just started playing?
Just someone who loved football, you know. Watching it, playing it, recreating goals, watching it, playing it, recreating goals, watching it, playing it. That was my life when I was a kid.
Obviously you get signed, boyhood club, the team you support. At what age did you think I could be a professional player for Liverpool and make it at the club you support and grew up watching?
I think it wasn't until quite later on when I realised I was quite special, but I never realised I could do what I went on to do until it happened, really, you know what I mean? Say 16, 17 was when I started to believe I was really good. I don't think there'll be many players who said that they didn't love their academy days. I think really it's just fun. You're playing football with your mates after school, on the weekends. It's enjoyable. It's just football, you know. A lot of hard work, but yeah, I wouldn't change any part of it.
How quickly did it change from being the thing you love to feeling under pressure?
I would say when I first got to first team football, the fun element that I was experiencing up until 16 was still there somewhat, but it was like I was working for it now. It was like this is a lot harder, and I know I need to take it a lot more seriously. The levels that I needed is sky high.
Yeah. What do you think the difference was from someone like you who made it into the first team to a world-class level and the boys you played with who didn't quite get there?
I mean, the only thing that I remember standing out was my competitiveness, and I always say that to this day, that I think if you asked a lot of players that have played or trained with me, they would say that I'm the most competitive player that they've come across. When there was competition involved, like whoever scores the least has to collect the cones.
You're not collecting
different
the
player,
cones.
yeah, different
no,
player,
right, yeah.
Different player. You couldn't beat me. I was finding competition in anything and everything, even just in my brain, and just doing that continuously every single day kind of separated me from the rest of the lads.
You didn't steal any of my sweets. Fancy any of that? No?
Nah.
Was there a sliding doors moment for you that really made you realise that you're going to be a professional player at the club you grew up supporting?
Not really, you know, I'll be honest. Myself, I was always quite realistic with the chances that I had. I'd still seen people in the academy who'd had them experiences and, you know, were no longer playing football or been with the first team a little bit, then come back. So for me, I just kind of used that as motivation. I was like, once I get there, I'm not coming back.
You've just launched the After Academy project. Why now and what does that look like?
Yeah, so obviously the After Academy project will be our project for all players who have been released. I'm someone who is a success story and I only see it from my perspective, so I thought, you know, it's interesting to hear about it from other perspectives because it's something that I wanted to learn about, and it's kind of just a safety net and somewhere where they can turn to. Somewhere where, you know, they have multiple options and can kind of decide where and what they need and what they want to do. Yeah, it's just talking about how, well, the experiences of academy football. I don't think many people understand what actually goes on. And it's not just being a footballer, to be a part of football. You know, like your story is a perfect example of that. Of, you know, still remaining a great part of football without actually being a so-called footballer.
Obviously we've both been through the academy system at different ends of the football pyramid, but for you, what are the main pressures that these young people are under?
I think every year you're fighting for a contract, you're fighting for your dream, and I think it's rare in any industry for that to happen. You know, a lawyer isn't fighting to be a lawyer at the age of 6 and thinking, you know, if I'm not good enough, if I don't study these laws well enough, next year I'm not gonna be able to do it. So I think every year just that pressure of it could be snatched away from me and it's someone else's decision is crazy. Only you really know, you know what it was like, the whole thing, you experience everything. People don't see, like, after training you're knackered, you go home and like you're constantly thinking about the bad session you had or what went wrong and all them kind of things. So to finally have that moment where you think it was all worth it, I still don't really know how to describe it, man. Come on.
Nice one.
No, you're welcome.
Trent Alexander Arnold, joined the academy 86.
Where you're at now in your career, when you reflect on those years of players who didn't make it, how does it make you feel?
Sad, really, if I'm honest, because look, I look back on my academy days and I smile because I had fun, I loved it, and it got me to where I needed to be. And it was, you know, I remember the growth as a player, as a person. I put in everything, I sacrificed everything, and it was all worth it. Well, there was 15, 16 other lads who done the exact same as me, and they haven't got what I've got. And that's just kind of, I find it quite sad, to be honest, because like I know that they haven't got what I've got from what they put in, and I'm just grateful that, you know, I was the lucky one. I was the one that made it. You know, at first I just thought, you know what, it's football. I grew up with it. People get released and they go and get a job somewhere else. That's football. And then I actually started thinking, these clubs are asking an awful lot from these young players from the age of 6. No, I didn't go to a house party when I was in school. I never chilled at the shops after school. There was a lot of players that didn't do that, and you know, the academies just aren't set up to help them after that. And I think that's really wrong. So I think for me it's something that I'm massively passionate about, and hopefully I'm able to bring good change within the sport of football through that.